Mga higala, kumusta na napunta ni ato ang tulumanon panglantaw sa kagabion. Malit yun ta og sugod sa ato ang live mga igsuon, no? Gumikan kay kininyong igsuon, malangan o sige kong tanaw, sige kong review sa mga video about sa hearing dito sa ICC. So atong makita nga murag grabe yun. Grabe, no? Grabe ang evidence nga gipresent sa mga prosecutor. Kuan pa lang to, patikim pa lang to kay confirmation of charges pa man ang gihimo. Pero sa atong nakita mga igsuon, murag medyo takilid na gyud, no? Takilid na gyud, murag mahatagan na gyud tingalig hustisya ang mga biktima atong war on drugs. So ganahan ra ba ko mag-content og about politics, about current events sa ato ang nasod. Akong namatikdan nga kining ako ang mga content karon murag medyo hinay gamay. Pero sige lang, it is about purely Bible lang sa tano kay nikahuman ang ilahang kaso diha usa pa ta mobalik sa ato ang regular gyud no nga mga episode kining ato ang panaghisgot og politika. This evening, pinasahi ning ato ang topic na magkuy mabasahan nga mga phrases o unsay kung mabasahan sa Facebook nga angay himuan na to topic mo na day atong mga topic ini kagabi. Pero sa dili pa nato sugdan ang ato ang panagkukabildo mga igsoon nato sang gi-shout out si Miriam Ricla de la Serna, si Estrella Palirbacar o si Mr. Johnny D. Samonte. Sila ang ato ang likers o mga nag-heart sa ato ang episode kagabi. So this evening, my friend, my dear friends, brother and sisters, or tonight, let us reflect on a question that is not merely psychological, not merely social, but deeply spiritual and national. Why don't people know how to listen anymore? If we observe conversations today in homes, in churches, in schools, in public forums, in media, and especially on social media, we will notice something alarming. People are speaking more than ever, yet understanding each other less than ever. Kusog kaayo tamo istorya karon, pero hinay kaayo tamo kasabot. This is not just a communication problem. It is a mindset problem. And at its core is what experts call, or the psychology call it, confirmation bias. The natural human tendency to accept information that supports what we already believe while rejecting anything that challenges us. In simple words, many people no longer search for truth. They search for agreement. Confirmation bias is subtle. It does not shout. It does not announce itself. It quietly shapes how we interpret events and how we value leaders or evaluate leaders, how we judge situations, and how we react to news. When something confirms our existing belief, we immediately accept it. When something contradicts it, We question the source, attack the messenger, or dismiss it entirely. The issue is not that people lack intelligence. The issue is not that people lack intelligence. The issue is that people protect their pride. Listening requires humility, and humility is uncomfortable. Proverbs chapter 18 verse 13 warns us to answer before listening, that is folly and shame. Yet today, answering before listening has become normal behavior. People react before they verify. They argue before they analyze. They condemn before they understand. Look at our present situation as a nation. Every issue becomes polarized. Every event is interpreted through political lenses. Every decision is judged not by facts alone, but by allegiance. If something benefits the side we favor, we defend it passionately. If the same action is done by the side we dislike, we criticize it harshly. This is confirmation bias at work. It is not about principle. It is about preference. It is not about consistency. It is about loyalty. Sa ato pa, usahay dili ka matuuran ang giprotektahan, kundili atong kampo. And when truth becomes secondary to affiliation, listening becomes unnecessary. The Bible has long warned us about this condition of the heart. In Matthew chapter 13 verse 15, Jesus described people whose hearts had grown dull, who hardly hear with their ears and have closed their eyes. Notice that phrase, they have closed their eyes. Not blinded by others, not forced into ignorance. They choose to close their eyes. That is confirmation bias. It itself imposed blindness. They choose to close their eyes. It is the decision to protect one's belief rather than examine it. And when a society is filled with people who refuse to examine their beliefs, progress slows down and division deepens. Listening is difficult because it threatens identity. Many people attack their identity to their opinions. When someone challenges the opinion, it feels like a personal attack. But mature thinking separates identity from ideas. You can be wrong about an issue and still be a valuable person. You can change your mind without losing your dignity. In fact, growth requires the courage to reconsider. Proverbs chapter 9 verse 9 says, "Instruct the wise, and they will be wiser still. Teach the righteous, and they will add to their learning." Wise people are not those who never change their minds. Wise people are those who are willing to learn. So social media has intensified this problem. Algorithms feed us content that aligns with our interests and beliefs. We follow pages that agree with us. We join groups that echo our thoughts. Slowly, we live inside digital echo chambers where our own opinions are constantly reinforced. When all you hear is agreement, you begin to think you are always right. When someone presents a different view, it feels foreign, even offensive. But disagreement is not danger. It is an opportunity to refine understanding. Ang kalahi-lahi og opinyon dili kaaway sa kamatuoran. Usahay mauna ang dalan padulong sa mas klaro na pagsabot. James chapter 1 verse 19 instructs us to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Notice the order. Listen first, speak later, get angry last. But our culture has reversed this pattern. We are quick to anger, quick to post, quick to comment, and slow to reflect. And once anger enters, listening exists. Anger narrows perspective. Pride blocks empathy. Bias filters information. The result is not dialogue, but noise. When people stop listening, relationships suffer. Families break down because spouses stop hearing each other. Communities fracture because neighbors assume the worst about one another. Churches experience tension because members defend positions rather than seek unity. Even governance suffers when citizens and leaders alike react emotionally instead of thoughtfully. A nation cannot remain strong if its citizens are unwilling to listen. Unity does not mean uniformity. It means respectful engagement despite differences. Ephesians chapter 4 verse 2 to 3 calls us to be completely humble and gentle, patience, bearing with one another in love, making every effort to keep unity through peace. Unity requires listening. Peace requires listening. Love requires listening. Let us be clear. Listening does not mean agreeing with everything. It means giving space for understanding. It means allowing facts to be examined. It means acknowledging complexity. It means resisting the urge to immediately defend our side. Confirmation bias thrives in insecurity, but humility dismantles it. Humility says, I may not know everything. Humility says, let me understand before I judge. Humility says, teach me what I might be missing. And humility is strength, not weakness. John chapter 8 verse 32 tells us that the truth will set us free. But truth cannot set free a mind that refuses to examine itself. Freedom requires openness. Wisdom requires patience. Growth requires discomfort. If we truly want stronger families, stronger institutions, stronger leadership, and a stronger nation, we must first become better listeners. Not listeners who wait for their turn to speak, but listeners who genuinely seek to understand. Tonight, I leave you with this reflection. The loudest voice is not always the wisest voice. The most confident opinion is not always the most accurate opinion. And the strongest person in the room is often the one who can calmly listen without fear. Because people who listen deeply think clearly, and people who think clearly act wisely. Sa katapusan, dili ang kusog sa atong tingog ang magpalig-on sa nasod. Ang kahinay sa atong pagpaminaw maoy maghatag og kaalam. May we become a generation that listen with humility, speaks with wisdom, and seeks truth above preference. Kini ang panglantaw sa kagabhion, diin ang kahayag nagadanag, bisan pa sa kangitngit. Kini inyong igsoon, higalaw galagad, Jeremias Labaho Tubigon, sa makausap pa mo ingon, nga sa atong pagpangandoy ug matarong nga katilingban, ang kamatuuran gayud ang atong suka. Ug sa kangit-ngit sa kasaysayan, ang tinud-anay nga pamunuan, ang labing hayag na paglaban. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagtanaw, pagpaminaw. Shout out Sherlyn Solivio and Ma'am Insing Kilo, Inovin Kilo diha sa Midsalip, Zamboanga del Sur. Kaninyong tanan mga igsoon, ang Dios magapanalangin ug magapanalangin kanatong tanan. Maayong gabi.